Welcome to the Blue Lounge. Welcome to the channel. I'm sorry for being late. I am really sorry for being late. Been trying to figure out what's going on, and I came back from work. I saw some tweets, set up the stream, went to bed, came back, woke up, looked at the information, and it's still baffling. Still baffling. I mean, did we not learn from the last outbreak of fake news against Roman Abramovich? I don't know. I mean, the man had to put a statement to explain everything to everyone because everyone was so quick to jump on the bandwagon and calling Roman out to be some sort of liar or or a man not of his word. So he had to put out a statement and explain to everyone: A, he didn't want his loan paid back. B, he didn't want the bid increased by $500 million because he wanted the bid increased by $500 million, but he actually asked for investment in certain areas of the club, i.e. the academy, i.e. the women's team, the stadium, the foundation, etc., etc. And now, apparently, the government is unhappy at the way the deal is going to be done in respect to where the money is going to be held, how the transaction is going to take place. You hear that news and then 4 hours later, it's been debunked again. Now, I'm just going to say this, people. I'm going to say this. This is a massive transaction. 4.25 billion pounds. It's a massive transaction under some very, very strange and strict regulations. There's bound to be areas that are unclear. There's bound to be difficulties in certain aspects of the transaction. But why do we jump the gun so quickly and put the blame on Roman, or even in this case on the government, as trying to be difficult? There are areas that need to be clarified. There are areas that need to be addressed. But the deal is going through, lads. Todd Boehly will be the new owner of Chelsea Football Club. It's just a matter of time. Could this be delayed a little bit? Possibly. Could it go smoothly? Possibly. Is it going to happen? Definitely. It's definitely going to happen. Because the alternative is too big. It's too big to think about. Especially when there is money available, when there is people with the intent to conclude this transaction. And we've all seen what Todd Boehly has been doing over the past week. The man wants to conclude this transaction. The man is keen to start working and developing. So why are these journalists continuously trying to bring us down? Why is this happening? This is the questions that I'm going to be asking you guys. I have a few people coming on shortly to address this topic. But I want to hear from you guys in the chat what you think about this topic. Also, Perisic. Should he be looked at by Chelsea? Is he the kind of player that Chelsea could use, could benefit us? Is Perisic a player that Tuchel could utilize? Robert Lewandowski, is he a player that we should be looking at his age? You got Robert and you got Perisic, Lewandowski and Perisic. Both of them 30s. Is that the way Chelsea is going? Are we becoming a retirement home? Or are these players gems? Are these players good and should be considered? If we are going to get these players, does that mean we're going to be going into the transfer market for a couple of more key signings? Big transfers? We're going to be talking about that on today's stream as well. Let me say hello to the guys in the chat. I'll go to the top. The first comment was from Luke Mudway. Looking forward to the stream. Missed the last few. Hope you're doing well, Mo. I am doing fantastic. Thank you for your message, Luke. Looking forward to the stream. Chris, like, share, subscribe, Mo, and the chat. I hope you are doing good. Once again, the media lying to scare people. Don't listen to the media. They don't have a clue. Hashtag no to racism. Hashtag free Palestine. Hashtag up the Chels. Big up to you, Chris. Welcome. I hope to see you in the stream shortly. Jeff, big up, Mo. Up the Blue Lounge. Big up, Jeff. Good to see you. And like Jeff says, get your likes in early. People, you want to support the channel? You got to be smashing that like button early doors, because more people watch the stream live than watch it after it's concluded. So let's get the YouTube algorithm recommending it by you smashing that like button. Contact me via Twitter and I will try to get you in for future streams, my man. Wake up, Mo. I'm sorry. I was doing some things in the backstage, so I do apologize for being late again. Yeah, that was a bit. And congratulations to Newcastle, and commiserations to Arsenal. Was that the final score? Let me just double check if that was the final score, because I think it was. Last time I checked, it was 2-0 to Newcastle. It was, yeah, 2-0 to Newcastle. Arsenal now are in trouble. They are 2 points behind Tottenham. No, I'll bring this up on the screen. It's crazy. I mean, you know, they were so confident, weren't they? They were so confident. Man City 90 points, Liverpool 86 points. I think Man City have got this now. We've got this wrapped up. Chelsea on 70 points. 1 point. One point will literally guarantee us third. 1 point will literally guarantee us third. Tottenham are on the brink. I can't see Arsenal recovered from this. Arsenal, another season not in the Champions League. But what's new? That's the way it is. It's just the way it is. Who else do I have in here? Who else? ITM. Big up to ITM. We've qualified top 4. Yeah. But 1 point. Top 4 is done for us. We have qualified. We just did 1 point to secure third. You know, it's just for banter. You don't want to finish below Tottenham at this point. But yeah, we have secured top 4. Who else is in here? I'm not sure why you feel sad. I feel sad for Chelsea fans. I'm not sure why. We're not sad. We're happy. We're content. We're good. Feel sad for Arsenal fans. That's what you meant. I feel sad for Arsenal fans. Yeah, I don't. Not really. You might wanna. I don't. Are we still on? We are, Chris. We're on. We're on a season officially over. Yeah, unfortunately. Looking forward to the next one. Daniel Crane. What's Daniel Crane saying? Big up, more. Let's just have a minute silence for Arsenal not making top 4 yet again. Bottle job. Ha. I agree. But I ain't wasting my time. You know, it is what it is. You know, I mean, were they really ever gonna get to top 4? You know, Arsenal ever? Nah. Faldiaso, big up to you, Boogie. Big up to you, Aiden. Big up. Have I missed anyone? Deals. Big up, more. It's a rumor. It's not true. No, it's not true. It's not true. I agree. It's not true. Javi, big up to you. Alu, big up to you. Elijah, Arsenal showing they are still Arsenal again today. Yes, they are. George, big up to you. Fantastic. Yeah, fantastic. And yeah, it wasn't deliberate, I don't think. I just missed a whole bunch of messages. Look, guys, there's a lot of you on here. Courtney, Sam Ballard, Liam. I don't want to miss anyone. Brimmer, Chelsea need to buy young players next season. Brimmer, good point. Good point. Nippin, big up to you. Big up to Nippin. I hope you're doing well. And last but not least, Hafiz. What's Hafiz saying? Hafiz saying, not yet until the ownership BS news ends. Hafiz, first time seeing you comment in the chat. Big up to you. Welcome to the Blue Lounge family. I hope you stick around. We will be discussing the BS. All right, Boogie, welcome. How you doing?
Yeah, hello Mo. Thanks for having me. When I see GJ, I feel like the conversation has to be top quality. I cannot be
Of
moaning.
course,
Listen,
of
man.
course.
So GJ,
Big up,
welcome
guys.
and thanks for having me.
Big up to you, Boogie. DJ Seven House. Big up to you. How are
Yo,
you? How you
big
doing?
up, guys. Yeah, all great, Mo. Just fed up with the rubbish news today, but other than that, all great.
They don't learn, DJ. They don't learn. I mean,
Nah,
it's
they
like
don't.
deja
They
vu,
don't.
man. Deja
They
vu.
don't. They don't, bruv. They don't. Sorry,
What
Boogeyman.
is it? What is it about this envy that they have for Chelsea, man? I mean,
It's
we are going through a turbulent time right now, and,
yeah,
and they keep digging at us, and they just keep
it's
poking and.
it's the same old rubbish, Mo, isn't it? You know, let's. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll sit in our offices today, and we'll discuss who should we talk about today. Now, okay, look, Arsenal, Manchester City are not going through a crisis. Liverpool have just won the FA Cup. Okay, there's third Arsenal playing for the third spot. Tottenham already there. So who's the next big club? Who's the next club to actually look at and give a crisis chat about? Chelsea Football Club. Let's do it to them. After all, they're the one with no owner,
At
issues on the
least
pitch,
at least find something
problems.
new. Find something new. I mean,
Nonsense, bruv. Nonsense. Honestly,
listen,
nonsense.
guys. I mean, a 4.2 billion pound transaction. It's gonna
Yep,
have. By nature, it's gonna have delays and difficulties and
100%.
checks and all. By nature, a 4.2 billion pound transaction. Now, put into that mix sanctions. Put into that mix a third party, which is the British government. And put into that mix a owner who is literally not getting paid a single penny from this whole transaction. Okay, now expecting it to go, smoothly is not going to be realistic. However, these bumps in the road will not derail this deal because, like I said, it's a 4.2 billion pound transaction that needs to be done. The government wants it done. The buyer wants it done.
Exactly.
The club needs it done. Roman Abramovich is happy to conclude the deal. If Roman Abramovich was ever going to profit from this, and him changing his mind or making it awkward, I could see a possibility. But Roman Abramovich, from the very first moment, he was never going to benefit from this financially. Therefore, for him to try to hinder the transaction, the deal, does not make any sense
No.
whatsoever. So anyone who is trying to convince you that Roman Abramovich is choosing or making or taking stance that will derail the deal or that will delay the deal, all I ask you is, why would you do that? What's the point? So, if you want to say that this thing is being delayed, yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big investment. It's a big transaction. But don't say Roman Abramovich is the one who's is delaying it. Go on, Boogie. Let me hear it.
I just think there are forces that we cannot see behind those tweets. People trying to buy our players, people trying to put like a lot of scare into our player mind, so they won't commit to Chelsea, so they can have a
Yeah.
free contract, all those things. Because
So,
look our player. I mean, we're losing top quality defenders, but we still have really good young talented player like Mount, like Harvard, I don't know. I think I heard like there's two or three of them that they only have 2 years left on their contract, or 1 year and a half or something like that. So there might be Real Madrid just rolling around those players, telling them, "Listen, man, the way Chelsea thinks is going, it's not even sure. Even if football got a cup, it's not even sure his investment next season is going to be okay. It's not even sure he's going to be able to pay you the £200,000 with that you would like someone of your level will get in pay, because maybe after buying the club he won't have any money to invest anymore. So why don't you just come to Real Madrid? Why don't you just hold on to that, renew your contract for 6 or another year before you look into it? So I'm just the whole thing just smell like people. There's forces. Because why would you post something like that when 2 or a week ago Roman came out and say, "Yo, listen, I have nothing to do with anything that will delay this deal. I wouldn't
Boogie,
hear anything about it. It's not me.
yeah.
Everything is clean for me. Let this thing go." So when you read stuff like that, you're like, okay, what is the goal? What is behind it? Then I mean, we're losing a lot of players. So that's when I'm trying to get to the government. Can you just take all the sanction of Chelsea and just take them? Say, okay, the money is there, the buyer is there. Let's just put Chelsea. You're free. Do your business, and we just isolate you. Yeah, tell you. You know what I mean? Just cut
I
Chelsea as an entity out of this whole message. Now you have the money coming in. Talk to Bole. They're the one that have the money.
nice to
Chelsea
see a
as
statement. I wouldn't be
just yeah,
surprised to see another statement, to
just do
explain this
something like
because
that. Yeah, don't do this to us. Still, like our youngster will not renew their contract, especially the one that have 1 year and a half or 2 years on their contract. This is crazy for us at this point. Like, I know we should not be. I don't. Let me put it this: I don't believe any of those things. First, I think it's just people trying to get us in a big mess so they can steal our player. That's my only way of seeing it. But there's nothing true about it. Things will run their
yeah,
courses. And I think before the end of this month, Chelsea will be owned by Todd. That's for sure. I think so.
yeah, yeah. Regarding the stealing of our players bit, I'm actually going to address that because I think that's an important point. Um, it, um, when a player feels insecure, he is likely to be looking
The options.
at other options. And by the way, lads, in case I forget, remind me that we need to address the Christensen situation as well because that
Yeah,
is one. That is one that that really got
yeah.
off my nose, man. I'm so disgusted by that. I mean, we'll address that as well. There's a lot to talk about on the stream today. Let me say hello to Chris. Chris, big up to you. Welcome. How are you?
I'm good, mate. You know, Arsenal bottling it as per. I'm great. I'm absolutely fantastic,
Yes,
mate.
yes.
Yeah, big up the Blue Lounge. Pleasure to be back on the Best Chelsea fan channel on YouTube. Fact, Mo, Boogeyman, DJ, the chat. Hope everyone is well. Yeah, lads, look, this, another day,
I'm
another
good,
bit of
man.
madness involving with Chelsea, another bit of media lying as per. Look, if anyone is going to listen to any, anything the media say, if they believe everything the media say, then they'll be believing that the Chelsea are going to get rid of every single player. Chelsea's going to be out of business. Blah blah blah. Look, Todd Bowley's going to be the new owner, right? Simple as that. You know what I mean? Roman, how many statements does this guy need to be put out before the media actually get into their head before they start twisting stories? So, yeah, look, I'm not even bothered about the stories. We're going to be bought by Bowley, and we've got the future top four secured. Let's focus on the summer. It's just that's all I want. I
Yeah.
just want the season to be done with now, so we can focus on the summer. That's all I want. Like, I'm just sick and tired of the media writing lies. Seriously, it's just lies after lie. So, yeah, but some people believe it, so I'll leave them to that. But yeah, Arsenal bottling top four. Yeah, what's new? What's new? What's new?
What was it? When was the last time they qualified for the Champions League? I'm just trying to remember.
Under
2017.
Em- yeah, under Emery,
2017,
wasn't
I
it?
think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. 2017.
When Wenger, when it was the
Wow.
Wenger's last season, was it? Or
I think
something
yeah,
like
I think so.
I think it was.
So. Yeah, and the funny thing is, they sacked Wenger because they weren't rating him, and yeah, that look how that panned out.
that. Exactly.
Yeah, no, look, I never want to gloat and disrespect a fellow London team, but I'll make an
What?
exception for
Make
Sorry,
Arsenal.
let's
exceptions for Arsenal,
Let
yeah.
me finish my statement, man. Don't jump the gun.
Oh,
But
sorry, man.
I'll make an exception for Arsenal, and do you know what? I hate Tottenham. I hate Arsenal, but the way the fan base is going, to be fair, and I know this is controversial. To be fair, I think Tottenham deserve to be in the Champions League more than Arsenal.
Well, can I just...
Both
You know
both
what,
both clubs I don't like, and I wish they never qualified. But if I'm gonna pick one, I'd rather be Conte's Tottenham than
But mate, it's a win-win
Arteta's
for
Arsenal.
Chelsea, though. It's a win-win for Chelsea
Of course, man.
because
Of course.
Arsenal and Spurs, right? They are. I'm not going to go extreme and say horrendous teams, but they're not. They're not good. They're not good teams. Spurs rely on Kane and Son, and Arsenal rely on a youngster in Saka. For me personally, whoever it is between Spurs and Arsenal, whoever gets Europe, even I know Arsenal will get the Europa League and Tottenham will get Champions League, but whoever gets Europe, mate, look, if they're struggling with one game a week, how are they going to compete with multiple games a week? So that mate, Arsenal and Spurs are going to get torn apart in Europe, and I can't wait. I cannot wait. Yeah, honestly, it's like the dream come true. Seeing those two teams get smashed in Europe next season, it's going to be
All
great.
right, listen.
Conte's going to leave.
Enough about Arsenal. Forget
Yeah.
Arsenal. I couldn't care less about Arsenal. This is their level. This is their level. Talking about them qualifying for the Champions League, man. This is their level. Best of luck with to them in the Europa League or whatever that is. But
Conference League.
I want to get back. I want to get back to the sale, and then I want to talk about the transfers. And by the way, lads, I have got some big content coming your way in the transfer window. This transfer window, I am actually working on a couple of show ideas, which if they pan out, you guys are going to get some really accurate and exclusive information here on the Blue Lounge when it comes to the transfer window. And I'm also going to give you access to a couple of journalists who will be able to answer your questions and to keep you guys in the loop. So make sure you subscribe to the Blue Lounge because this is the channel that you want to be at for the transfer window. But going back to the Roman Abramovich story, do you guys think there is a chance that this deal can be derailed? And I know this is a silly question, but let's ask it because I know there's people thinking it right now. So give me your thoughts on that.
What can I go first this one, Mo?
Sure,
you
go
can
ahead,
never,
mate.
you can never say never, but I for one believe it won't be derailed. I just think it's just obviously speculation of people not knowing what they want to report about, as I said. But if you actually go on Twitter today and read all of what Ben Jacobs has actually said on his Twitter page, that will literally tell you everything you need to know about this deal
I
all
saw
going
that.
through.
Yeah, I checked
So,
that. Yeah.
so for me, that in itself, and then also the other thing I'll also say on it is Roman Abramovich only a couple of weeks ago has put his statement out saying he's not going to do anything to derail this deal. So for anyone to come out and just say this, it's just nonsense talk and it's just hatred towards Chelsea as it always is, bro. That's all it is. So no, I don't think it's going to be. All I'll say is all we need to do, sit back, relax, let this deal all go through. We plan for our transfers in the summer. Thomas Tuchel hopefully gets a new contract. Same with Emma Hayes, our ladies manager as well. Okay, and we go from there, mate. So no, I'm not worried about. I don't think it's going to be derailed at all. If anything, the only thing I'll say is obviously it's what people have got to realise, and you've already alluded to it, Mo, already. It's a £4.25 million bit of deal. It's not millions or it's not millions of pounds, it's a billions of pounds, yeah. So of course it's going to take a little bit longer than normal, but it'll get there. It'll get done in the end. So I'm not worried about it at all, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, no, spot on. Spot on.
Yeah,
Does
no,
anybody
listen,
else want to add anything to that?
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with all the things Gigi's have said. Um, the only thing is, this is old news. I still feel like injustice has been done against Roman, and me, if I was Roman, listen, I'll say that again. I will derail this deal. I will make sure that um, I will make sure that this government feel the heat. Like whether Chelsea, listen, what I'm going to say, uh, forget the fact that I'm a Chelsea fan. I'm just right now backing someone that I feel like injustice has been done to him. I'll just make sure that this whole thing collapse. They destroy the entire Chelsea team, so all the job opportunity around the Stamford Bridge, around all those things, has completely gone. So this government can feel the heat from the British people. Then people know that me as a Abramovich, I've done a lot from them for those people. And then the government just played pure politics, decided to sacrifice all those efforts. So I will let it go that way because I still own the club. I'm not going to sell it. They have it, but they're not going to do anything with it until this whole war is over. Then I will come back and run my club again. So if me, Boogeyman, I was Roman, that's what I will do. I will not care at all. I'll go all the way through. But again,
I'm just glad you're not woman.
yeah, and we all should be proud, happy that I'm not. So saying that as a Chelsea fan, I don't. He has just let too much go. He's just a bigger man. He accept all those crap, and then I think now he's over. He just wants this thing to go through peacefully, so he can just have a peaceful life, like going moving on. So yeah. As much as I have some worries, I will just line behind the DJ Saab and say, I don't think something. I think this will go through properly.
I can't
I
believe
just want
those
to.
words just came out of your mouth, to be honest.
Hold on, Chris. I'm going to address those words in a minute. I just want to say something about this this geezer, Chelsea fan. Chelsea fan, big up to you and thank you for your kind words. Wherever I go, I seem to be on the same streams as Chelsea fan. Every time I'm in the comments, I always get big up Mo, big up Lulange from Chelsea fan. And I'm like, rare, this guy's everywhere. So Chelsea fan, you are a proper Chelsea fan because you're supporting all the Chelsea channels. So big up to you, and thank you for being here. Going back to Boogeyman. Boogeyman, listen. I know what you're saying, and I understand what you're saying. In respect to such an investment that is done by an individual who is getting it stripped away from him for reasons that are not legitimate. In my opinion, not legitimate. Because if they are stripping him of his wealth, of the connection he has to Putin, I fully understand that, and I have no issue with it. But that should have happened 20 years ago. Not allowing him to buy Chelsea Football Club. Not allowing him to invest in the UK. Him and others. Because if you think that money is dirty, you think that that relationship is bad, do it then. The fact that all the issues that they are using to sanction him on, he has actually gone to court here in the UK, and proceedings have taken place, and cases have been dropped, and charges have been dropped, and he has made statements to admit to certain things, deny certain things. Take your action there and then in court. What is happening here, for me, it's not about Roman Abramovich. It's about Chelsea Football Club. What they're doing right now is hurting the club. And the thing is this, Roman, he has done everything he can to facilitate the transaction in a way that does not hurt the club. However, the government, the media, the establishment is still trying to hurt the club, even though Roman Abramovich has given them the club on a silver platter. Take it. Take it. I don't want it. Invest the money. Give it to charity. Do what you got to do. But don't hurt my club. Don't hurt my club. All he has asked for is for the investor, the new owner, look, mate, do us a favour. You see this academy? I've worked hard on it. I spent money on it. Continue that. Develop it. It will be beneficial for you. It will give you a couple of good players that you can sell every year and make 40, 50, 60 million pounds. So invest in that. You see this fantastic women's football team that keeps winning and winning and winning? Invest in it. Keep it going. You know what? You might want to get a new stadium for you, for the fans. So everything he's actually asked for is for the club. He hasn't asked for anything for him. Yet, he's been targeted.
Yep.
Let me go to Chris. Chris, welcome. Your thoughts on this, mate?
Yeah, well, first of all, I can't even believe that those words came out of Boogeyman's mouth, to be honest. But yeah,
I just addressed them, man. I just addressed them.
No, no,
We have to go
but I
back
just
to
want to say, I mean, built his legacy, and I mean, yeah, he's not. Yeah. Anyway, unbelievable thing to say. Anyway, in terms of Roman Abramovich, what was the question, Mo? Because I'm at those. What Boogeyman just said?
Listen.
Baffle me.
I am ducking your pay today, man. You're not even listening to the words that
No,
are coming
I
out of my
was,
mouth.
but then that
You're
question.
too busy. You're too busy listening to Boogeyman, and whatever I say, you don't even listen to.
It's baffled me, mate. It's actually frustrating me that comment.
It's a mind game. He cannot follow the mind, man.
What was it?
Chris, my question is this, and you might want to get a pen and paper and write it down in case.
Go on, mate. I've got my pen and paper here.
Do you think that there is a chance somewhere that this deal can be derailed?
No, but if it did happen, it would not surprise me because we all know what the British government are like, especially the Tory party. They're very, very petty, and they don't care. They don't care about anything apart from themselves. So if it came down to pettiness, yes, I do believe the deal can be derailed because this is what the Tory party are like. So, I don't think it will, but it wouldn't surprise me if it did. Come May 31st, the Tory party all of a sudden say, actually, after all the statements that Mr. Abramovich has released, I don't believe him, so therefore Chelsea will crumble. But, it wouldn't surprise me if that did, but it's not going to happen, is it? But yeah, the government are just a joke, and yeah, they're petty. But no, I don't think it will be derailed, mate. No, I don't. But next time you ask a question, Mo, I will write the question down for future reference, mate. Okay? No worries, I'll remember it.
And make sure when you write it down, you get the spellings right and the grammar and all that kind of stuff.
100%, mate.
Make it good. All right. I'm actually gonna add to what Chris said, and I'll say this: if this deal does get derailed, then it's on the government purely, because I mean, if they want to, introduce something, add something, take something out, not do something, they can. Literally, the government can derail this. But as far as I'm concerned, if it is derailed, it's because of the government. Todd Bowley, the man has come in with his money and he's ready to do the deal. Roman Abramovich, he's saying, let's get this over the line. I'm here to get the deal done. So if it is derailed, government.
Yeah, what I don't understand is this whole process. It's not like we put on the newspaper that Chelsea is for sale, and then someone say, okay, I got 4-point-something billion I want to buy. No, the whole process went to Rain Group. I don't know who those people are. They vetted those people, and for me, there was Saudi, there was that. They vetted through the process for how many months now, and they got Todd as the potential buyer or someone that come with more insurance or whatever you want to call it. So, and what is the problem? We have someone that is vetted at the money. Chelsea, the product that is on sale is that in the middle. The government is there. Rain Group say everything is clean. The money is there. Whatever going to be. Roman say, listen, guys. The previous owner say, listen, man. I have no business to do with it. I'm all for it. Do the transaction so Chelsea can move forward, and I have no problem.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are saying in the chat, Roman loved this club so much that he will never allow something to happen to him, to his club. So Roman said, "Listen, get it, no problem." So I just don't understand where the problem is right now. The buyer had the
Yeah.
money. The product is in the middle. The one that is the one the previous owner say, "Listen, have it." The government is there. The rain group that was elected to vet the process, vetted problems, get the Saudi out, get this out, get this out. So why are we here again? So I mean, I don't. What is the problem now? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Either we Chelsea fan are just worrying for nothing, or creating our own problem, getting stressed out for nothing, or the government is on some mission. He's just not telling us. They're trying to destroy the club. So then, like you said, if this deal does not go through, let me know.
Yeah.
Who should
Boogie,
we blame?
yeah, the thing is this: the buyer wants to buy, the seller is selling. The government is the middleman, and they are the only one that can hinder this because both parties on either end they want the transaction to be done. So the only party that can actually hinder this is the government, and hopefully they will realize that this deal being hindered is not going to benefit no one. Um, I want to just say big up to Julius. I see you in the chat, my brother. I hope you're good, and I know you are busy. You are very busy. So big up to you, and hope everything is going good for you. I want to address this comment here from CFC Blues, and we actually alluded to this at the start of the stream. And he's saying this: we will lose transfer targets if it gets late. And
Yeah.
this is the issue. The deal will happen. I have no doubt. Todd Bowley will be the new owner of Chelsea Football Club within a matter of weeks. The deal is going to happen. However, transfer targets. Now, this is a two-sided sword. Transfer targets and players going out. I think it was Boogeyman, was it, who talked about the fact that players are on 1 or 2 years left on their contracts, they will feel insecure, and things could go poorly for their future. We'll talk about that in a minute. I want to talk about a couple of these transfer targets that we have been linked with, and I'm going to start with DJ Sav on this because I know DJ Sav follows
Yeah.
the news with regards to transfers religiously. So this, I know I've seen the tweets, man. Yeah, you tweeted, retweeted every single rumor. If it's out there, DJ Sav is tweeted it. So this is my my question.
Yeah.
We are being linked with two players who, in my opinion, are fantastic players. Yes, they are old. Yes, they are at the twilight of their career. But in my opinion, they are still fantastic players who can offer a lot to Chelsea. However, they are in their 30s. And I'm talking about Perisic, and I'm talking about Robert Lewandowski.
Yeah.
Lewandowski is not gonna sign. I think he's got one more year left, and he's not going to
Yes.
sign an extension. So
Yeah.
so they have to if they want to get money for him, they have to sell him now, because next season he's out. He's going to be out on a free. I think that's the situation. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But that's the situation. And Perisic, his contract ends in a couple of days, in a couple of weeks. So Chelsea targeting players of that age.
Yeah.
Is that good for us? Is that good for Chelsea? Is that good for Tuchel's team? Number one. Number two, if we are going for these players, does that mean that Chelsea could have a marquee signing in the pipeline, i.e., someone who is going to cost us something like 70 to 80 million, possibly a Chouameni, possibly a Declan Rice? I mean, or are we looking at maybe a couple of mid-range players like a Koulibaly, a Koundé.
Yeah.
I want to I want each one of you to tell me how you see this transfer market panning out, and I'll start with DJ.
Yeah, the two players that you've mentioned in their 30s, Mo, obviously Perisic and Lewandowski. I wanted this guy 2 seasons ago when we were linked with him. I think he's been linked with us for the last 3 seasons. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's 3 seasons he's been linked with Chelsea, but for somehow or another, the deal just never ever happened. For me, it's a no-brainer for me if he comes in. The guy's a class act, even at the age of 33. I think he'll come in, he'll score goals. People say about the how he'll get on in the league, how he'll be able to cope with the league, the pace of the league. I don't think for a player of his ilk he'll have any issues with that. I think he'll actually will actually score the goals that we need. I think he'll give the experience to the other players there, and literally show our front line, i.e. your Lukaku's, if he's still there. Obviously, Brozier may come back on loan, come back to us from loan, show them how to score goals, and he'll be the good experience there. So for me, that one's a no-brainer if we can bring him in. Perisic is another one. I mean, obviously, he's going to be on a free transfer. I can understand why we're going for Perisic. Again, this guy cannot just, first of all, he got Croatia to a World Cup final. For me, he's still a talent. I mean, he's still a great player at the age of 33. He can obviously score. He can obviously play in numerous of positions, not just on the wings. And again, it's just for experience. If you think about it, next season, we're going to lose the likes of Rudiger, who's an experienced head. Obviously, Alonso could possibly be going. There's also talk of Aspie maybe following out the door as well next season. And obviously, there's Christensen, as you know, he's not experienced, but he's going to be going anyway. So we do need to bring some players in. Yes, we need to bring them in them positions, but we also need to bring experience in as well. So for me, I think they're good moves. And in terms of the other players, look, what we've got to remember is the transfer window doesn't close until probably August. So what a lot of these clubs are going to be doing, a lot of them are going to go for the transfer that they can bring in on a free. And those other targets will probably still be available, depending they're not going to go. They'll still be there to go for, to strengthen. And also, you've got to remember, in those positions that we're all looking at, there are other players that can actually come in and actually do something as well. So we don't get our main target. For example, like a Tchouaméni, okay? There are other players out that could possibly come in. You could talk about Kamara could possibly come in on a free transfer. There's also talk of Sangara, another player that's been mentioned that could possibly come to Chelsea as well. He's not a bad player as well. So there are some options at midfield that can come in. Defensive-wise, Koulibaly, I think that would be a great move. Obviously, he's not only got the experience, obviously he's got his teammate Mendy playing at the back in goal as well. So they've got that understanding already there. So I think that would be a good move for Chelsea as well.
Do you rate Koulibaly?
I do.
Good.
I do rate him quite highly. Even at the age of 31, I think he can come do a job.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Koulibaly and Koundé. DJ, I actually think we're going to be playing a back four next season because we are going to have limited resources when it comes to defenders. And I think having 3 defenders playing every game could be a stretch for us. We're losing Christensen, we're losing Aspilicueta, and we're losing Rudiger. And we're possibly going to be going for 2 defenders. So that's replacing 3 with 2. So I think we will most likely play a back 4 next season. And Koulibaly, his strength, Koundé's flexibility, versatility. Does that say versatility? I think.
Yeah, he can play.
Yeah, he can
Versatile.
play. Yeah, he can play as a centre back, can play as a right back. So there's definitely options there. More talk about Christensen missing the FA Cup. Yeah, I'm going to. I'm just gonna leave that to a little bit later. I've got a lot to say about that. So don't worry. I'll be covering that CFC. Julius Koulibaly, good defense, physical, but he's got a mistake in him when he's under pressure. Yeah, I've seen that. I agree, Julius. All right. Let me go to Chris. I want to leave Mr. Controversial right at the end. So let me go to Chris. Chris, these are the names that we're talking about: Lewandowski, Perisic, and the other potential transfers. How do you see it panning out?
Okay, well, I'll touch on the main one, the main name, Lewandowski, right? This guy is a
Yep.
machine. Yeah, this guy is an absolute goal scoring machine. He's in the top three strikers in the world. And to say that, what age is he? 33 more?
I'm gonna interrupt you for 1 second. I'm gonna interrupt you for
Gone.
1 second, Chris, and
Gone.
I do apologize. But we were talking about we're talking about Tuchel signings, and we said, was Lukaku a Tuchel signing? A report that I saw today, right or wrong, I don't know, because you can't trust everything you read. But apparently, Tuchel wanted Erling Haaland as his number one target. If that wasn't going to happen, his number two target was Harry Kane. Tuchel wanted Harry Kane. And if Harry Kane wasn't going to happen, Tuchel wanted Lewandowski. That was his number three target. And because those three targets Chelsea did not obtain, he agreed to Lukaku. Did you guys see that? Lukaku wasn't even his top three targets. Lukaku wasn't even in that. Now I gotta say this. Look, you have to be fair when discussing these situations. You all know that I think Lukaku still has potential. You all know my point of view.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we have to acknowledge that he was not a player that Tuchel apparently was keen on. He wasn't even in his top three. So, and again, is that report accurate or not? I don't know, but it's a report that I read. And Chris, I do apologise for interrupting you, but you just reminded me about that, and I wanted to say it before I forgot, because I seem to be forgetting a lot of things these days. So I apologise, Chris. Take it away, brother.
No worries, mate. No, yeah, Lewandowski, goal machine. And what is he, 33? 33? Is that his
Yeah.
age? Right. Look,
Yeah.
the fact that this guy's 33 and scoring the goals that he's doing and performing at the top level and being, he's been robbed the Ballon d'Ors in the past as well. I'm not going to go into that, but he should have won at least 2 Ballon d'Ors at the time, yeah? And now, obviously, I think this comes into the discussion of age now in football, because for me, age is getting kind of, for me, I don't look at players' ages now, because Thiago Silva's a prime example. If you look after yourself and you commit to yourself and play for the team, then I don't think age really matters. Obviously, I'm not talking about we go for signing 40-year-olds. You know what I mean? If you go for a player like a Lewandowski, like a Thiago Silva, if you can get those players, I mean, we've got Thiago Silva for a free. If you can get these players for that on a free at that age with his experience, as DJ said, the experience in the team, it can work. So I think Lewandowski would be an absolutely unreal signing. Do I see it happening? Well, if that report that Mo just said, he's saying that Haaland was number one for Tuchel, Kane was number two, and Lewandowski was the third option, then I could see that, because for me, mate, as much as Lukaku is probably our best attacker, I think it's time we move him on, because it's clear it's not working out. But I don't see that happening. I don't see Lewandowski coming in. I see the main signings are going to be the defence and the midfield. So jumping to the defence, Koundé I think we'll get. I reckon that's why we sold Zuma last season. Koundé's going to come in. Koulibaly, yes, I would take him 100% because he's an upgrade on the fella that just doesn't like to play for Chelsea, and Andreas Christensen. So farewell to him. In terms of Marcus Alonso, apparently wants to leave or whatever. So Cucurella would be another one I'll be looking at as a backup left back. So I think defence is the main priority. And as for midfield, people are mentioning Tchouaméni. Now, I'll be honest, when I've spoke to people that say they want Tchouaméni, I've asked them how many times have they watched Monaco, how many times did they watch the French League, and they say they've watched highlights. Well, for me, you can't really give an opinion on highlights, because what is a highlight? Highlights are highlighting what they do on the pitch well. It doesn't show you what they don't do on a pitch well.
Let me ask you this, Chris. It's a fantastic point. I'll be honest. I've not watched Tchouaméni play for Monaco.
Me either.
I've seen highlights.
I've watched him. He's really. Sorry, man.
I've watched him play for France a couple of times. Okay, but I'm basing my opinion on Tchouaméni on reports that I've read. Post-match reports and whatnot, stats, and also the comments that Fabregas made about the man. Now, the question I want to ask you, Chris, is this: do you think the fact that we as a fan base prefer X player over Y player is going to be a factor in what the club does when it comes to buying that player? Because the fan base wants Declan Rice, the clubs will go buy Declan Rice. The fan base wants Tchouaméni, the clubs will go buy Tchouaméni, or not, or it doesn't play any factor. So that's my question to you, Chris. And make sure you did you write it down? Did you write
Yeah, I know.
it
I
down?
just admit, I just
Cool.
put the full stop there at the end of the sentence. Mate, I don't know. Can it play a factor? I don't know, because it just depends, doesn't it? I mean, look, if it's the two options, I think the two people that are looking at to coming into Chelsea's midfield is Tchouaméni or Declan Rice. I personally would prefer Declan Rice because, one, he's Premier League proven. Two, he's one of England's best players. And three, he loves Chelsea. I mean, the guy he loves Chelsea. I mean, every time you hear him speak about Chelsea, he's always optimistic, and he's Mason Mount's best mate. So for me, mate, right, the only issue with that is obviously the price tag. However, people need to realise that if West Ham, look, he's not going to extend. He's going to leave on a free. He's going to leave on a free. He's not going to stay at West Ham. He's not going to extend his contract. So Declan Rice for me would be the one I would be going for. Wheeler, we get him this transfer window. We negotiate for 80 million. You know, possibly give him a player in exchange, or we basically just wait until we get him on a free and we get someone else. Or I mean, don't forget we've got Conor Gallagher. I can't wait for Conor Gallagher to come into this team as well. That player, if he's performing, no disrespect to Crystal Palace, but if he's performing for not a mediocre side, like a mid lower league table side, and he's performing like that for them, I just can't believe what he's going to do for Chelsea and a world class team and under a world class manager. So Conor Gallagher will be coming in. So mate, yeah, I think Lewandowski's not going to happen. Koundé will. Koulibaly, I think, is a possibility. I think either Tchouaméni or Rice will be this window, and Dembele on a free, and we'll see what else. But I don't know, mate. It's just I just can't wait for the focus on it. And then, but Perisic as well. I'm all behind this Perisic signing. That is a smart signing. He's versatile, and he can do a job. So as I say, I back Tuchel. So whatever player Tuchel
Age isn't a
wants.
problem for you. Age isn't a problem for you.
No, I don't think so. But yeah, whatever player, I always back Tuchel. So whatever signing Tuchel wants, I'm going to get behind. So if he wants Perisic, by all means, I'm all behind that.
All right, fantastic. Before I go to Boogeyman, lads, 76 likes. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who has hit the like button, and those who haven't, I will thank you in advance because I big up to everyone in the chat. Great comments, and
We've got a hater in the chat as well, mate.
I know. You're always going to get the odd one.
Yeah.
But he's subscribed to the Blue Lounge. I mean, I know he'll unsubscribe at the end of the stream, but at least he's doing us a favor right now. So
yeah.
Thank you for your subscription. Yeah, much appreciated. And when you unsubscribe, we'll have you back next time we stream. So, what was I gonna say? Boogeyman, Chelsea. Is my camera frozen? All right. Boogeyman, Chelsea are looking to sign two relatively older gentlemen who have a proven pedigree in football. He says I gave you a like. Did you really? Thank you. If you did, thank you. And if you haven't, also by you commenting in this way, I appreciate you. So thank you. And unlucky to not to qualify for the Champions League. It is what it is. I'm assuming he's an Arsenal fan. I'm assuming he might be a Tottenham fan. I'm a Newcastle fan. He's a Newcastle fan.
Thanks for him, man.
Hey, listen! Congratulations and thank you. You made it. You made our day. So big up to you, Pete. Listen, and all banter aside, everyone is welcome in the Blue Lounge. Whether you're a Chelsea fan, Tottenham fan, Arsenal fan, Newcastle fan, Liverpool fan. You know, this is a football family. You're all welcome, and we're all gonna banter, and we're gonna take the piss out of each other, and we're gonna laugh, and we're gonna, it's all good. It's all part of the package. So thank you for subscribing, and thank you for hitting the like button. Boogeyman, as I was saying, two gentlemen who are in their early 30s, proven pedigree. But is this the path Chelsea should be going in right now? And let me hear your thoughts on the other transfers that we've discussed as well.
My answer is no.
Okay.
Both Lewandowski and Perisic are dangerous path for Chelsea to start looking at. We already said what exactly we're trying to achieve. We want to pretty much copy Liverpool model where uh, you have certain players coming to maturity. Chelsea, I can list you five or six of them that already play regularly. Mount, James, um, Chalobah, all the way through our attack, Kai Havertz and Pulisic and Werner. And I can list you all those players that are coming to maturity. What you want those players to become, and you want them to gel when they reach the 24, 25 years. That's when you want them to start showing magic, their full potential. So, for that to happen, uh, you also have to think that every time you bring a player in, the player has to have certain limit when it comes to their ages. We need to start investing smart. Anything we bring into Chelsea has to be a young, talented, no more than 25 or anything. For me, right now, like Liverpool model started, every time you bring a player in, the message has to be clear. We're buying for future. We're not buying just to win anything next season because it's not going to happen. We know that because the team that won the Champions League is completely destroyed. A team without Rudiger is not the same team. A team without Christensen and Rudiger is not the same thing. A team without Christensen, Rudiger, and Marco Alonso, which pretty much play most of our game, it's not going to be the same thing. They need time to gel. And it's not Perisic that is going to come to Chelsea to fit into the way we play. It's going to take him time. This is EPL. This is Tuchel's system. It's going to take him time, and he's 34. His muscle will not remember. It's not like Aspi that keep running that channel for generation now. Like I'm exaggerating, but Aspi tired will still run because his muscle remember that. That's all we do. We run EPL is about that. Percy will need time to adapt. And what is the point then if he has to take 6 months to adapt to an EPL season, an EPL way of playing? What's the point? Let's just promote a youngster so we know, or we buy someone young that will take some time to gel with the nucleus that we have in those six players that I just listed. So for me, the way to go should always buy young while keeping the youngster that won the Champions League last season, or the one that keep us in the in top four race this season. So Lewandowski, I would love Lewandowski to come if Lukaku was not in this team. Then I would love Broja to come back because Broja looked like the type of player that would learn a lot for Lewandowski. But Lukaku sitting on the bench, 100 million pounds, 300 something a week, with a new owner, you have to play Lukaku. So you have Lewandowski that want to play 30 or 40 games a season. We have Broja coming back trying to play 30 something game a season. And you have Lukaku, which is the most expensive player in the team, who are playing how many games? For me, I said it before. I like Lukaku to be benched for life. Not as if for life. Like I like it to just be benched, forget until he find a club to get out. But if we are there to that way of thinking, then get Lewandowski in. But if Lukaku is going to be the impending to Broja success or development, then don't bring Lewandowski because that position should be given to Broja so he can also have some experience with the six player that I just listed. because we have to change our way of thinking. Not expecting winning anything next season, but given time. Time is the key to Tuchel to gel those young talent and buy young, not going to anywhere close to 30 years and on. We don't need those people anymore. We buy young and we go after. As soon as
Yeah.
Manchester City and Liverpool start declining, Chelsea has to be strong and going on top. Because right now, next season, we're not beating this Liverpool team. We're not beating this Manchester City team with Haaland in front. Why do we want to pay that much money from for someone say this is not retirement house? No, we're not going to invest on those people. We have to be
Yeah,
prepared.
Boogie. Yeah, no, no, no. Like I said, I understand you, and I understand what you're saying. But these two players have actually been requested by Thomas Tuchel, from what I understand. DJ Sav has commented about Perisic, and I've seen that. I've seen the report on that, and I've seen the report on Lewandowski as well. Tuchel does fancy those two players, and I think when you're building something, sometimes you need to insert elements to help you build. They might not be part of the final build, but they are needed to enable you to reach that goal. So you may need a Perisic to be with us for a couple of seasons, a Lewandowski
Makes
with us
sense.
for a
Makes
couple of
sense.
seasons, because you're able then to focus on other areas and then build those other areas as and when. So it's interesting. It's very interesting, and again, I don't know whether this is the right thing to do, but I definitely think it's a step in the right direction if Tuchel is the one who is requesting these players. I want to say thank you to Dexter for becoming a member of the channel. Dexter, do us a favor, mate, and when the stream finishes, in the comment section, and this is to you and to every member of the Blue Lounge, tell me what emojis you would like me to add for next season. Because I'm going to revamp the special emojis for the channel members. So I want to know. I mean, I've got Boogeyman, DJ here, who are also members. There's Luke Mudway in the chat, and now you, Dexter. So there's a few guys who are members. Tell me what emojis you want to see me set up for next season, and we will be doing that. But do it in the comments, not in the chat, because in the chat I might miss it, but in the comments I will always see it. So big up to you, Dexter, and thank you for becoming a member. We have a super chat. Tobago, I'm coming to you. Don't worry, I'm coming to you, Tobago. We have a super chat here from Phantom of Many Topics, the former Chelsea fan, currently the Fulham fan. He's saying
That's a
since Arsenal.
disgrace.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, that's his
Proper
words, not mine.
disgrace.
Since Arsenal is out of the top four, I want Tuchel to play under 23 plus Werner Ziyech.
Shouldn't he be talking about Marco
in the
Silva?
final two games. Phantom, I'm just gonna say this. I love you, mate. You're a good guy, but I don't think you giving advice to Tuchel or even an opinion to Tuchel based on what you've said about being a former Chelsea fan and currently a Fulham fan. I mean, you could have chosen any club on the planet, but you had to go down the road and just pick the first one that you saw. Nah. Phantom Made Topics, love you, mate. Big up to you, and thank you for the.
Can't hear you.
You're on mute. You're on mute.
How long was I on mute for?
About 10 seconds, 5
Yeah,
seconds.
about 5 seconds.
Must have pressed the button by accident. All right, let's go to Tobago. Tobago, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. How are you, my man?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. Tobago, have you been following the discussion?
Yes, I've been following.
All right, Tobago, this is the question that I'm posing to you, my man. Chelsea seem to be keen on Perisic and Lewandowski. Are they the right targets for us to be looking at, or should we be looking at some other targets? What's your opinion on this?
To be honest, in my life, I'm going to support Bremen. Our system needs
Tobago,
young players.
Thank you for coming on the channel. Have a nice day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. How can you support Boogeyman? Come on, man. No one supports
Oh,
Boogeyman. Boogeyman doesn't support Boogeyman. That's how bad it is.
You just
to
have
be
support
honest,
me. Don't worry. He just
our
doesn't
sys-
want to say.
our system need young players, need players that are going to give us energy. Lewandowski is 33 years old, even Perisic is 33. I know they're good players, they're quality players, they'll add experience in our club. But now the issue, they are getting old now. So when comes to a present situation, will they be able to press just like a Mason Mount and the young players? So I think if Tuchel really wants those players, maybe he has something in mind, a different system, a different way. Maybe next season Chelsea will play. But if he doesn't have a different system or a different way going forward, and we're going to use the same system next season, there's no need to buy. I mean to get the older players. We need energy. We need young players to go forward. And I like what Bigman said about building next season. Liverpool players are getting old. Even Man City players are getting old. We need to target young players so that we can build for next season. And the other seasons, we are starting to challenge for the leagues and then maybe the cups and stuff. And then Man City and Liverpool will start rebuilding, and then that time Chelsea will be on top because like we already done that part, and then the team can gel so that we can challenge for the league. But if we are going to target older players, there's no way we're going to challenge for the league. So that's my say.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I'm also gonna inject this comment here by Dexter. How can we say we need young players and turn our back on experience on the same night that Arsenal dropped out of the top four with their inexperienced young squad? And this is key because Chelsea are about to lose two players who are very experienced, who are part of the spine, Rudiger and Aspilicueta. Therefore, we do need to bring in experienced players into the squad, and potentially Jorginho could also be going, and he's one of the experienced players. So there is a case to be made for bringing in experienced players. I mean, we saw the impact that Thiago Silva had, even though the man when he came, his English was zero basically, and he was still able to rub off some of his experience on the rest of the team. So experience is vital, it's important. But for me, it's all about having the right balance. I want to speak about the elephant in the room. Does anybody know what the elephant's name is?
Oh, Christensen?
Christensen.
Yeah,
Christensen.
yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna let you guys address it. So I'm gonna take the easy way out. No.
Yeah,
Actually, I am
I
gonna say
like you
something.
just have so
No,
okay.
no.
You just have been following Chelsea, all those things, the
I,
kids.
I
Crazy,
wanna,
man.
I wanna, I wanna just. Sorry, Boogeyman, I didn't catch that. What did you say?
No, I said I would let Gigi start because he's been following the academy. Christensen was part of, like, he came here when he was 15. Because I
Yeah.
know him, but I don't know his attitude too much. It just he always gives
Yeah,
me that impression of being lazy,
yeah.
slow, or
The thing
shy.
is,
I'm not sure. That's my way of saying Christensen all the time. And then
yeah.
I just don't. I feel like there's something. I mean, we haven't heard his side of the story, right? So it's difficult for me to.
Is is
Not,
is there a site? Is there a site to hear? I don't know. I mean, the thing.
I'm not
No,
sure.
seriously. The way I see it is this. The way I see it is this. Christensen has had issues in the past when it comes to big games,
True.
and whether it's diarrhea, whether he feels sick, whatever it is, but he has issues, and the fact that he requested to be with FA Cup final on the day of the match, the morning of the match, I'm going to interpret it in this way, and I could be wrong. Let me know what you guys think. But I think Christensen is just at the stage in his career or in his contract with Chelsea that he'd rather not get an injury. He'd rather not pick up a knock. He'd rather stay fit and stay in shape. And he's thinking to himself, I've won it all with Chelsea. What is this gonna do for me? I don't think he's motivated anymore. I don't think he wants to be there anymore. And I could be harsh. What I'm saying could be harsh, but I'm looking at his performances. His last few performances, he hasn't been doing it. His performances haven't been good. They've not been to the standard that we know Christensen can do. Christensen is a very, very good player. He's a very, very good player. And his performances haven't been at that level recently. So, is his mind at Barcelona? I think it is. I think he just wants to get the hell out of here and go there, and he's done. And disappointing for me because he's one of us. He's an academy boy. And for him to be so quick to turn his back, I'm not so happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's people calling him a snake and throwing names, and I don't want to do that. I don't think we should do that. I don't think we should be labeling our players in that way. No. I mean, in general, wherever. I don't think we should be, talking about our players in that way. He's still one of us. He's still one of our players, and he'll always be, a Cobham graduate. Wherever he goes, he's a Cobham graduate. So, I just wish he handled it a little bit better. I mean, the other side is Rudiger. Rudiger's also leaving. He's going to Real Madrid. But Rudiger will continue to the final whistle, playing for that badge, for that shirt. He will not disrespect the club. He will give it 110% until the very last minute. And I'll tell you something. Rudiger will get a big send-off.
Mm-hmm.
Christensen, not so much. That's my thoughts on it. Let me hear what you guys have to say.
Yeah, good riddance. That's what I've got to say. I'm not going to be harsh on him. I'm not going to slag him off or anything. But I just say good riddance because for me, look, whatever issues he's got as a player, when he's nervous or whatever, that's fine. But it just shows that he's not. He can't do it with a big club because look. Whether it's Chelsea and he's going to Barcelona, right? If he's being nervous at Chelsea, what's he going to be like at Barcelona when the El Clasico comes? Is he just going to say to Xavi, "Oh, I don't want to play. Sorry." This is actually an advantage for us, because if we play Barcelona in the Champions League next season, I'll be so happy to see Christensen in that team because for me, he's not a loss. I'm not gutted that he's leaving. I'm gutted Rudiger's leaving because unlike Christensen, Rudiger actually performs. Rudiger actually performs for the shot. And this is my issue with players because, look, I know his head is in Barcelona. He's thinking about the nice Spanish weather. He's thinking about the beaches, whatever else. That's fine. But while you're still at Chelsea and you're wearing that Chelsea shirt, you play for that shirt. You play for the Chelsea badge. You're not playing for Barcelona yet. You will at the end of this month or whenever. Your contract runs out and you go to Barcelona. But you're still playing for Chelsea and you give your all. And that's what I don't like about players. Because it's not even just football. Whatever you do in a job, right? If you're moving job and you give your notice, a week's notice, 2 weeks' notice, or even some people have to work a month's notice. If you're moving job, you don't let your standards drop. You work to your best ability and then you move on. So for me, Christensen has just handled everything so wrong. On the morning of a cup final, if Tuchel's asked you to play, you put your nerves aside and you play. And if your nerves is that bad, then I don't think football's just the sport for you. Seriously, I might be being harsh there. But if you cannot handle pressure, what can you handle? It's just disappointing the way he's handled everything. And as I say, good riddance. I think the way some people have crossed the line in terms of calling him a snake and in terms of other disgraceful things I've seen them call him, that's bang out of order. Like you've got to give criticism in a respectful way. I don't agree with people calling him this and that. But for me, Mo, I'm not disappointed that he's leaving. I wish him all the best in his career. I wish him all the best at Barcelona. And if we come up against Barcelona in the Champions League next year, I can't wait because I know Christensen is not got the capabilities to perform for a big club.
Do you think he'll be able to play against us, or do you think he'll have an upset stomach on that
Well,
day
he'd
as
probably
well?
have a sore stomach and be in hospital and fake it. But yeah, that's what that's what he's good at. He's had more stomach cramps than performances for Chelsea. So that's the way it is.
All right, who wants to go next?
Yeah, just echoing everything Chris has just said there, Mo. Look, I've got nothing against Christensen. In fact, I wanted to try and give him the benefit of the doubt because obviously when this story broke yesterday, I was thinking only one person's doing the news. Let it go around a little while longer to see before I believe it. And then obviously when you're seeing the tier one journalists then starting to say it, and then you're actually seeing it on I do believe it came up on the Chelsea fifth. I think it was on the Chelsea live news or the Chelsea Stand app. Then I thought to myself, yep, that's 100%. Look, I've got nothing against Christensen. I don't dislike him as a player, but I think what he's done for what he did for the final when we could have needed him for that final, he'd done obviously done the dirty on us and the whole team. And look, the guy's mind's in Barcelona. I say let Barcelona handle his issues now. I for one hope he doesn't he doesn't start the last two games. If anything, what he's basically done is by him missing that game out, he's given Chalobah a chance. And I have to say, even though Chalobah had a few shaky start in the final, he grew into the game in the FA Cup final. So for me, that's just opened up the door for Chalobah now. So for me, I'll just say yes. Thank you very much, Christensen, for what you've done. Yes, you've got your upset stomachs or where it might be. Go to Barcelona with them all. Yeah, go to Barcelona with him, mate, and let poor Javi deal with it all now. But obviously, when you come up against Chelsea in the Champions League next season, which I hope you do, please do that for us as well, so we can just we can
100%.
be in the team. You know what I mean? So yeah. But obviously, gutted he did what he did. But yeah, he's still a youth academy player. I'm not gonna again. He came through our ranks. He's had so many loans before he finally got his opportunity. Thomas Tuchel gave him that. Obviously, he had his opportunity. Thomas Tuchel thought he could make him into a very good player. When people were comparing him to the next John Terry, I said, yeah, that's still a long way to go, but he could get there. But I somehow cannot see it happening. He'll have to improve his game a lot, starting with his issues with his stomach. And obviously, you can't knock players for that. If they've got that, it's an issue they've got. You can't knock him for that. But obviously, if he's got those kind of issues, imagine what he's going to be like in Barcelona because they get in that heat, playing in that every time. Can you just imagine if he's going to have that kind of situation? So look, it's what it is. Good luck to him, and we move from it, mate.
It's simple. It's actually simple as that, and I agree with all DJ has said. He is from our academy, so we'll give him the benefits of the doubt. Maybe whatever happened, he cannot handle playing or running. His stomach hurts. I'm not sure exactly what was the degree, but we haven't heard his side. At the end of the day, Christensen played the game before the finals, right? He played the game against Leeds, right? And that game completed. So he was not really worried about getting injured in that game. So I believe something did happen when it comes to his stomach. But you will think someone with his age, I think he's 25, 26, been playing football for so long, will know that, okay, this is just a stomach thing. That's just my mind playing game on me. Let me just go to this cup and finish the 90 minutes. Then handle this later on because we need you. It's not like we have 23 players. So that shocked me a little that he just put himself out easily that way. While the problem is not new. Like it's not like that's the first time he felt that way. Because Sarri has said a lot about Christensen. If you guys remember, because every time you put Christensen into a game that demand a lot of pressure, or where those derbies and those cup semi-final, he always had problem with his stomach. You have to always take care of his stomach and all those things. So I'm not sure, but he's gone to Barca. That's a Barca problem, like TJ said. Hopefully, he get better and He has a good career. I don't wish him that problem lasts only because he is a talented kid. I've seen him playing defensive midfield for Denmark, and he is going to be a big loss for us. So we're going to miss him. But again, life goes all right.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Tobago, what's your thoughts on Christensen?
To be honest, I love Christensen, but I won't miss him that much because like in big games, most of them he cost us the points. Remember against Liverpool, he got the red card for money. We lost that game, and then that game they made Thiago Silva a star, just like it was the next Messi was God for that game because he came in the second half and then he played well. Also against Arsenal, that era that we lost in the Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, actually, yeah. He
So
can't have no pressure against Real Madrid at home this season. Oh God! Every time I remember that, just he can just leave. Yeah, let him
so
go.
so so to be honest, I'm so sad about Rudiger going than Christensen. But anyway, good luck for him for going to Barcelona for rest of his career. I wish him well, but I won't miss him at Chelsea. To be honest.
You know, it's a contrast of thoughts and opinions when it comes to Rudiger and Christensen. Um, I, for one, am gutted that Rudiger's going. Gutted. So gutted. Christensen, I'm not really bothered, to be fair. Because I think Christensen is a player we can replace. Christensen is a player who hasn't shown that he wants to be here. Rudiger has. Rudiger has. Actually, I wanna ask DJ this because I'm not sure if you have any more insight into
What's that?
the statement that he made yesterday. Do you remember when he
Who,
said
Rudiger?
that sanctions? Yeah, sanctions were
Yes.
not the reason
Yeah.
why he didn't sign, but there's more to it than that.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I have to go. I have to say I can understand and agree with what he actually said because it doesn't look like it was the sanctions. Because let's be honest, before these sanctions happened, there were talks of Rudiger. The talks of Rudiger were on and off, on and off, on and off. And to be fair, and again,
Yeah.
I'm not one for knocking our board or whatever, but Marina Graviskaya has a lot to answer for this one because she should have had this deal done and dusted ages ago to get Rudiger signed up, and she had the chance to do it, and she didn't do it. And for me, that in itself, it was wrong because we all knew that he wanted to stay at Chelsea. He came out with it several times, and yes, in that statement he said yesterday. It was on Sky. He said it afterwards, and he goes, "It wasn't the sanctions of why this didn't happen." And then he walked away. So it was other
So,
issues. He said,
DJ, the reason why that statement was so interesting for me is because we heard that Rudiger had agreed
"Yeah,
terms for the contract.
yes,
The only thing that wasn't completed was the fee, the signing on fee. That was still being discussed, but then sanctions happened and the discussions had to freeze, had to stop.
yeah."
Now,
But to
what
be
he's
fair,
saying,
Mo, so I was going to say, yeah, go on, yeah,
yeah, I mean, what he's saying now, that statement kind of contradicts that position, because he's saying no. Regardless
yeah,
of sanctions or not sanctions, I was always going to leave because of the delay, which you quite rightly spoke about
yes,
that Marina has done. So regardless of sanctions or not sanctions, Rudiger was always about to leave. But then again, it shows that the journalists that were reporting earlier in the season that this wasn't the case didn't get their facts right.
no,
I see
go,
it's a little different. Sorry, DJ, finish. Sorry.
yeah, go on, no. I was just going to say, I was just looking at Dexter's big up to him. I was just reading his comment there saying, "Do you think we should have broken our wage structure for him?" Look, I think if there were, for me, I mean, this guy, I mean, if we all know that this guy is a top defender. I for one would have probably, I'm not saying broken it, but I think we'd have come to some kind of an agreement in the middle where where both parties would have agreed on it all, and they would have seen the end of it. I don't think he'd have been over the top as people are making it out to be, but from what I understand, he's getting a really massive contract at Real Madrid anyway. I think the signing on fees you pointed out already, Mo, is the major factor in that one. Obviously what he's going to get with that. So I would have kept him. I would have done my best to have kept him at the football club because we all know what he's done for us this season and what a player he is. However, saying all that, my only thing with Rudiger was, could he have played in a back four? Because we all know his back four, when he did play in a back four, the start when he started his Chelsea career, it wasn't that great. It's only obviously when Tuchel came in and made him into a free, he started showing off his game. But against Brentford, we all saw what happened in the Brentford match. We were smashed 4-2. And again, he played in the back four in that game that day. And we all saw what happened in that game. But look, I would have still kept him on. I think he's a great player. And I think he'd have a player of his caliber sticking around our club would have done with the experience. So my answer to Dexter's one is yes, I probably would have broken the structure for him and kept him on.
All right.
But there's
Boogie,
no,
you were about to say something
Go on,
on
Boogie.
this?
yeah. First, there's no structure to be broken. When you have Werner on 270, you have Malansa on 120, 40.
Yeah.
I don't believe this whole thing about structure. Rudiger deserves whatever he asked for. I think it was 220 or something. He deserved it. If I have a different view on his interview. The way I see it is this way. So he was asked about Chelsea has given a lot. He's like, it was both way. I gave a lot to Chelsea, so it's not just Chelsea giving to me. I gave a lot to Chelsea. And it was asked, do you see any way that you can stay at Chelsea? It's like, yeah, there were a possibility for me to stay at Chelsea, but now that possibility is gone, and that's the way it is. So I think the interview asked another question, and he said, I don't want to comment on it. The thing is, we shouldn't, whatever the journalist has posted before about the agreement being reached and it's just the signing bonus or whatever, it may be true. The issue is why just not sign it before this whole mess started? I cannot be a human being given so much for this club and sitting down looking at our wages that is being paying to players
Um,
and looking at
Boogie, I'm going to interrupt you for 1 second, and I apologize for doing this, but we've had this conversation all season.
yeah.
And do you remember? A few months back, we had MDT on the stream, and
Mhm.
MDT made a statement. He said, "This is the way Chelsea do things. They always leave it to the last minute, and we've
True.
seen it done in the past." And he's right. He's right. However, this time around, something came out of nowhere. The war in Ukraine, the sanctions, derailed the whole process. I think Rudiger saying that the sanctions had nothing to do with it, I think he's just being generous in saying that.
Yeah, I
I
think
think.
we
Sorry, Boogie,
no. Sorry.
I think sanctions played a massive role in this, and I think right now, what's happening right now with certain things, because remember, this stream is about the apparent delay that is possibly going to happen for Todd Bowley buying Chelsea Football Club. Right now, I'm seeing posturing by Bruce Buck, Vina Gavaskaya, in respect to do we get to stay on with Todd Bowley? Do we not? And they are still part of the decision makers right now at Chelsea Football Club when it comes to this whole transaction. So there is a lot. There's a lot of loose ends here, and people need to understand something. People have to be careful what they say. Because if Rudiger was to blame sanctions or not to blame sanctions or to go down one path or another path, it could have repercussions in the future. I think what Rudiger has said, he's kind of put pressure on Marina, but in a very indirect manner. Because by saying it wasn't the sanctions, it's like Marina hasn't done her job properly. I'm going because
Exactly,
Marina
that's
never
where I
offered me
was
the.
going also. Because
Okay.
yeah, the thing is, at some time you can feel like there are a lot of factors that make a player not to sign a contract. But then you have to look at the respect side. Those people have money. It's just not about what they're going to eat then from now to from 10 years. They have that money already. They can live properly till they die. They have that money. Like compared to the life we have, they have it. So one thing matters to those people is how you treat them. So don't expect Rudiger now that Chelsea is under sanction to do more sacrifices. That what he's been doing, all the sacrifices, playing my game in, game out, looking at our wages. Lukaku being paid 300 something. Werner be paying this. Malan Sarr being paid 140 or 120. Well, Rudiger is still at 100 something. And then you can just recognize that that guy's doing a lot of sacrifices. Now that the mess is arrived with Ukraine war and everything, you asking him to stay in this mess through it, and so you're not even going to guarantee him the salary of 220. You're going to ask him, okay, can you take 190? No, it's just too much disrespect for Rudiger. At one point, you just have to make the decision. I have too much stuff to do when it comes to money. Then I will just pick the money side of the thing and take the deal from Real Madrid. Because as much as you love Chelsea, as much as your kid are born in London, as much as you would love to stay and grow the kid, let them grow in London, all those things, those factors come in. There's those factors and there's money. But if you're not getting money and you're not getting the respect from the club you love, man, I'm out. I will just choose the money. At least my kids and my family and all those foundations I've been supporting will have enough money. So I'm out. So I think that's what it is. When he said this is sanction is not everything, he just said at one point you have enough. If family member is telling you, let's get out, you're like, I love Chelsea. Nobody eat love. Love. Nobody eat love. Money is everything at this point. Like, I mean, people will be like, money is everything, but money is everything. So I'm out. So that's why he left. And I told you even before, like you mentioned, MDT, before, way back in our stream, I keep telling you,
Yeah.
if I were Rudiger, I would tell this Chelsea team to pay me 400,000 a week. Like exact, I tell them to match Real Madrid's wages. If they want, I'm out. That's what it is. I have too many mouth to feed in Africa. I'm bouncing out. That's what it is.
Yeah. I just want to say something. I literally just checked the likes on the stream, and it's 119 now. I did not realize that we had so many likes on the stream. So fantastic! Thank you guys so much.
That's what I do. When I'm talking, that's what happens, man.
Yeah, boogeyman. Now you see, people are liking. Do you know why people like the stream? They like the stream. The whole boogeyman sees all the likes, and then he'll be like, "Okay, I need to chill up a little bit now." No, listen, fantastic guys. Seriously, I'm so humbled by the amount of likes, on the stream. Really, 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 really good. Thank you all for doing that, and thank you all to new subscribers. We've had a good chunk of people subscribe today, so I'm pleased to see that. So thank you all for subscribing. Thank you all for liking the stream. Guys, I wanna just say something. You're always gonna get journalists reporting things for clicks. It's what they do. It's what they do. They want to get paper sold. They want to get their websites, seen, their stories read. That's what they do. They will always exaggerate things to a certain degree. They will push it as much as they can to get you to click. the Chelsea fan base are a very educated bunch of people. And we've done that because of what we've gone through, what we've seen, what we've experienced. So just take everything with a pinch of salt. Don't let it affect you too much. And at the same time, look at the future. Look at the future. Look at what we're doing, and try to understand that not everything you and I believe to be accurate and to be correct necessarily is accurate or correct. We may have opinions and we may see things in a way that will end up being just totally wrong. We don't have access to all the information. And I'll give you an example. I, for one, was very keen to see Romelu Lukaku come to Chelsea this season. Boogeyman, on the other hand, he wasn't so keen. Both I and Boogeyman backed him. Unfortunately, Romelu Lukaku hasn't performed to the level that that I wanted to see, or even Boogeyman wanted to see. Does that make me wrong and Boogeyman right? No. It means that I saw it from a different point of view and he saw it from a different point of view. Doesn't matter who's right and who's wrong. What matters is the success of Chelsea Football Club. And that is what we've got to do as a fan base, because I've seen a lot of us on Twitter, on other channels, talking about this player, that player. Mason Mount missing the penalty. He got a lot of grief. If you want to criticize Mason Mount for missing the penalty, do it. Do it. You know, he's a professional football player. He's a England international. He should have done better taking that shot. But then for you to attack him, that's not right. That's not what we should be doing. So we don't all have to be right in what we do, in our actions. But we have to all support our club. I'm just hoping you guys understand what I'm trying to say. You know, our club comes first. No agendas, no bias to a specific player. Let's put our club first, our badge first, our team first. That's all I'm asking. Guys, thank you all for being here. It's been a very nice stream, very good stream. I will be back if there's... if not, I believe we're playing on Thursday, isn't it? DJ, we're playing Thursday against Leicester, or is it?
Yeah, Thursday.
Friday.
Thursday,
yeah. All right, so I'll be streaming Wednesday evening, a match preview, and then we'll be doing a post match on Thursday evening. And by the way, lads, Hawkeye's got the lineup exactly right in the last preview. Therefore, Hawkeye's has received 3 points. So he Boogeyman's getting shocked. He got 1 point for winning, and he got getting the lineup exactly right. So he got 3 points. All right. So right now you're behind Boogeyman because you're on 2, and Hawkeye's is on 3. So you need to win this one on on Wednesday.
Well, I should be ahead.
Yeah, yes, I'm winning it. No, don't worry. Hey, people in the chat, you heard it. Boogeyman need to win, and I always count on me. I always count on myself. You count on me. So let's do this together, yeah? Don't give up on me. There's going to be someone here called Chris talking. Please,
mate.
let those who think
There's always going to be someone called Boogeyman crying. That's the way it is.
everything.
That's the way it is.
Please, just ignore everything.
Excellent.
Listen, guys. You know how much I love you guys. We have a relationship for how many months, how many years now? We've been together, right? And you cannot let someone that just came in a few days ago. His name is Chris. To win this, yeah, like he's just coming in, yeah.
Come on,
so
and he's serious, Chris, yeah.
Well, a second.
I'm serious.
He's serious as well.
The thing is, Boogeyman needs to go. Boogeyman just cries and cries. I mean, I've been robbed so many times, and I put that in the past. So, hey ho, I don't want to get robbed again.
Listen, I'll have to say this, yeah. The first few competitions, it was a little bit. I don't know. We had ratings from 1 to 10, and people were a little bit biased. But since we started to use the poll system, people decide. And to be fair, you guys in the chat, you got it spot on. The people in the chat voted for the right lineup because the lineup that won was Hawkeye's, and that was the lineup that Tuchel chose. So big up to the people in the chat. They got it spot on. They got it spot
So
on.
I have a request, a quick one. Anyone knows Hockey where he lives? Can you cut the internet so he will have access to Blue Lunch on Wednesday?
I think he might be in Poland right now. I think he might be
Okay,
in
Ben.
Poland.
You guys know what to do. Poland, all the IP, all the thing, you just cut them,
Listen to
please.
this guy. Listen to
I
this
know
guy.
I can beat Chris. Let Chris come on. I will beat him fair and square. Hockey, who the other one? I think who also. Julius also won once. Who else?
Julius
I
won
think
one.
Julius.
You got Hawkeye's is on 3 points. You're on 2. Chris is on 1. Declared is on 1. Max Burton's on 1.
Okay, yeah.
Bobby-
So Max live in London somewhere. Cut the internet, please.
Cut the internet to Max Burton, then I can't stream. Because I'm in London as well.
Then let Max come. Okay.
Mo, can I just say
Hockey
something?
should never come back, guys.
Sure.
Mo, can I just say something? Can I just say that big up to Gav Hodes in the comment section. He's a good mate of mine. I've worked with him. I know him very well. His knowledge on Chelsea is very, very good. I've been trying to ask him to come on your streams. I hope one day he does come on your streams, mate. He's got some excellent knowledge on Chelsea Football Club. Trust me.
Gav, you have an open invitation, mate. Whenever you want to come on, just let me know. I'll send you the link. Love to have you on. And to be fair on Gav, I've seen him in the chat on a regular basis. So big thank you.
Big up to him and his family, by the way.
The Blue Lounge. Big up, Gav. Actually, big up to everyone. I mean,
and everyone in the chat, of course.
Everyone in the chat, you've been fantastic. And Dexter joining the membership program.
Welcome,
Membership program. It's still developing. I'm trying to add more content. You see, if I had more members, I would actually start doing membership content specifically. I think was it 20 members I have or something like that. So it's still growing. Once we get a decent amount of members, I'll actually start making content specifically for my members. I was hoping to do that once I get to 10,000 subscribers, but I still have a very small pool of members. So once it gets bigger, we'll definitely do something. Why Chris, Julius? Why not Boogeyman, DJ, me?
Big up Julius, mate.
Why Chris? Why?
The hit comes from my own country. That's the problem with this.
He did. To be fair, he did say big up to me earlier on, Julius. Big up to him again, bro.
Oh, big up Julius again, mate.
All right, boys. I'll see you on Wednesday evening. Potentially, if something else happens in the next couple of days, we'll be streaming earlier. Otherwise, it'll be Wednesday night where we will be back here on the Blue Lounge. Thank you all for partaking. Much love, much respect. Like, subscribe, and share. Have a good night.
Peace, guys. Peace, everyone. Up the Chelsea. Peace out, everyone.